Please welcome to the stage Dr. Jennifer Freyd, University of Oregon.
My goals with this brief solo presentation are to introduce concepts that I initially developed for understanding the psychology of sexual violence and interpersonal mistreatment, but came to see were relevant to institutional and societal sources of harm. The relevance is really not so surprising. Tyranny and much institutional mistreatment, like sexual violence and much betrayal trauma, is characterized by the abuse of power, by coercion and subjugation. After introducing the concepts, I will make several suggestions for responding to the current moment. And I also hope these concepts prove to be useful during our panel discussion. I'm going to go very quickly through 4 concepts, one by one. Starting with betrayal trauma and betrayal blindness. Betrayal traumas are when people are mistreated by someone the victim is very close to, depends upon, and or trusts. And betrayal traumas create a terrible bind because we are designed to detect betrayal and take evasive action, basically, to withdraw or confront. But we are also designed to maintain close attachments to those who take care of us. And the behaviors that the attachment system motivates are engagement and approach. These 2 behavior systems are in complete conflict with each other when you have betrayal by somebody you must trust. The way out I have proposed is what I call betrayal blindness. It's not seeing the betrayal in order to protect that crucial attachment. And it's a survival mechanism, but it does have long-term costs. Over 30 years of research has revealed that betrayal traumas, as compared to other kinds of trauma, are associated with a host of symptoms, including forgetting and unawareness, which constitute betrayal blindness, as well as many other mental and physical health symptoms. What about institutions? Can institutions betray us as well? And if they do we respond similarly? We define institutional betrayal as when institutions harm those dependent on the institution. This includes the failure to prevent or respond supportively to wrongdoings within the institution when there's a reasonable expectation of protection. And most of our most important institutions do provide a reasonable expectation of protection. Research has revealed that across types of institutions and harm, institutional betrayal has been associated with mental health, physical health symptoms, including suicide attempts, betrayal blindness, and more. DARVO is a concept that relates to how people may deflect blame or responsibility when held accountable for a wrongdoing. It's an acronym that stands for deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. Deny, it never happened. Attack, you're a liar. Reverse, victim, and offender, the most insidious part, I'm the real victim here. And these are statements that are in quotes that have been made by somebody extremely powerful in our country and on the globe today. Institutional DARVO is when the DARVO is committed by an individual with the backing of an institution or by a group of people in an institutional context. Research on DARVO has revealed that being the target of DARVO is associated with self-blame, PTSD symptoms, and other trauma symptoms. It's not good for people to be DARVO'd. Also, for observers, DARVO results in more doubt about the victim's credibility. Which, put these together, DARVO is pretty effective. But there is one good thing, which is that our research also reveals that education about DARVO reduces the effect on reducing victim credibility. We also know something about who uses DARVO. DARVO use is associated with attitudes, rape myth acceptance and behaviors, sexual harassment perpetration, and it's also associated with personality features, narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. So what to do about all this, about institutional betrayal and institutional DARVO? And the term that I have suggested for how to respond to this is institutional courage. Most broadly, it's an institution's commitment to protect and care for those who are dependent on the institution. And it's a commitment to seek the truth and engage in moral action despite unpleasantness, risk, and short-term cost. I've identified some concrete, specific steps one can take to promote institutional courage. I don't have time to go through all of these right now, but they are in your handouts in several places, the online supplementary notes for this session. We have started to research institutional courage, and the news is very good. Institutional courage, when it's enacted, it doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bit really by institutions, begins to buffer against sexual violence and institutional betrayal for our two big samples so far, employees of corporations and university students. What are the lessons that we can draw from this research and these concepts? We are each embedded in many institutions. Here are 4 suggestions that are taken from that longer list of 12 that we can find ways to engage in. And I would say, and earn that trust back that is so needed by our institutions to avoid the problems that occur when we don't trust institutions we've just begun to hear about. 1, commit to seeking truth and engaging in moral action despite unpleasantness, risk, and short-term cost. Beware doing what's expedient, do what's right. Educate the community. Teach people about these concepts as well as other things we've learned about betrayal and trauma and healing and psychology. Bear witness, be accountable, apologize. I wish I had time to tell you about the incredible healing that occurs from these steps. And finally, maybe most importantly, for things we can do right away, cherish the whistleblowers and the truth tellers. It's hard to stop retaliation, yes, but we can take positive steps. The carrot always works better than the stick. We can reward people by acknowledging their bravery. I want to make one final comment about all this. Committing to moral action means not colluding with perpetrators or tyrants. It means courageously choosing what is moral over what is expedient. In this moment, it's especially important not to obey with anticipated unethical and very likely illegal edicts in advance. That's what autocrats are counting on. On this matter, I lament the APA Commission on Accreditation's recent decision to pause enforcement of certain diversity-related standards. Fortunately, consistent with these steps, oh, my slide's gone away. Okay, consistent with the steps I had, it's not too late to correct this error and resume enforcement of all the previously enforced diversity statements. Thank you so much.